In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we prep and store the raw chicken breast. We buy the family pack because per pound it's cheaper. Unit pricing. We also use the prepped chicken for the Riley mix. You will need your raw meat cutting board, a really sharp knife, plastic wrap, at least one 1-gallon freezer bag, sanitizer. Raw chicken is nasty, and if you are not careful, you will get sick with salmonella. I implore you to use the wet hand, dry hand method. The wet hand touches the chicken. The dry hand never touches the chicken. This is how you contaminate your workspace. Riley Sharp. Start by cutting off the fat. And, just like the sweet potatoes, use the container for cleanup. Next, we cut the breast in half. Repeat. Next, grab a piece of plastic wrap, wet hand, dry hand, and wrap the chicken. I'm not gonna lie to you, this part takes practice. Repeat. Now that all the chicken has been wrapped, it's time to bag them. We're going to seal it, and then we're going to pop it in the freezer. That's pretty close. That's why in the beginning I said at least one 1-gallon freezer bag. So, seal it up, squeeze the air out as best you can, kind of like a vacuum seal, into the freezer. If it's trash night, beautiful. If you live in a complex with a dumpster, good for you. But if you're a few days out from trash night, take this package, put it in the freezer so it doesn't stink up your entire house. Now, sanitize your work area. I am now down to my last portion of chicken, so I'm going to take 5 minutes and spend it in the kitchen. So I grab a 12-inch plate. Then I grab 6 halves of the chicken breast. I love my Riley, but I don't want to do this more than I have to, so I grab the thick pieces. Put the chicken in the fridge to thaw out for about 24 hours, and please put it on the bottom shelf. My friends, this is basic food safety. If you have the chicken on a higher shelf, once it's thawed, there's going to be a lot of juice on the plate, and if that drips down onto food that is ready to eat, you are going to get very sick. Salmonella. We already spoke of it. It's been about 24 hours, so now it's time to bake the chicken. Like I said earlier, raw chicken is nasty, so set up everything that you can before you have to touch the raw chicken. You will need your raw meat cutting board, meat thermometer. I grab a 9x13 pan. What, Riley, you find this boring? This is for you. Aluminum foil to line and cover your pan. An oven preheated to 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Extra virgin olive oil. You gotta line the pan. Now line the pan with the tin foil. Grab your lid and put the foil away. Keep this stuff close. Olive oil. Then I take some plastic wrap and I wrap the cutting board. Next, I take another piece of the plastic wrap. I tuck a little bit of it underneath the board for the cover. I grab the mallet and I'm going to use the smooth side. Remove the plastic wrap from the chicken. Before doing anything else, wash your hands. I'll take a piece of chicken, cover it up, splatter, and gently break it down. Now, I'll take the chicken, put it in the pan with the olive oil. Do the smooth side first, flip it upside down onto the rough side. That's the side that will make contact for baking. Take the other piece of foil and put your lid on your pan. Just like the sweet potatoes, you want a nice tight seal, tuck it up underneath the rim of the pan. Into the oven, middle rack, for 35 minutes. Now, sanitize your work area. Very nice. 20 bucks. Now that you have sanitized and cleaned your work area, it's time to get set up. Grab your ready-to-eat food cutting board, a really sharp knife. I prefer a cleaver, a digital scale, plastic wrap, a 1-gallon freezer bag, and a permanent marker. You'll see. The timer just went off, so I killed the heat. Alright, the 5-minute timer went off, and now I have to check temperature. Be careful, steam burns hurt. Out, up, and away. When you're checking temperature, you want to go into the thickest part of the meat. I hit 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. That means that the chicken is done. I'm going to let it rest in the pan, give it a few minutes so it can cool down so I can hand transfer it. Your chicken's done. Cut the chicken down. Nice, sweetie. Riley loves this part of the process. You gotta portion it. Take a little bit of plastic wrap. Got my scale. I'm gonna weigh it out to 3.2 ounces. Then I dump it onto the plastic and I wrap it up. Repeat the process. Now it's time to put them in the freezer bag for storage. I've got one left over from the last batch, so I use my permanent marker. That will be the first one used for the next Riley Mix batch. Into the bag. Into the freezer. Cheers.